This is my second video on the Virgin Mary spotted in deep space. This video more clearly details the image in a clarity that wasn't seen before in the previous video. This area here, highlighted here, shows an area that I discovered while studying images from the Hubble Space Telescope, right about the same time that the famed Bank of America building had the glass windows that had the image of what everybody thought that appeared to be the Virgin Mary. Right about that time I was looking at these images and studying them, and I noticed the face here that looks what I believe is the actual Virgin Mary spirit in the photograph of a region in deep space known as the Eagle Nebula. Clearly here you can see what I see, hopefully, the forehead, the ridge of the eyes, the nose, the lips, and the chin of a woman's face with her hair here. If you zoom into that, you can really see that clearly. See the profile of the woman's face here, where her forehead and her nose and her lips and her chin and her eyes are right here. And then in that same area, here, if you zoom in here real close, see what appears to be like the outline of a shark. Looks like a great white swimming at you. See his eye right here, his mouth with his teeth. It looks like teeth in there, and then the pointy nose right here, fin. And all throughout this image, you can see other areas that are clearly visible. Some sort of image of a face, eyes, pointy nose, big mouth. Look like a big long hair, hippie hair, looking like laughing. And then another spiritual form of some kind of spirit, or two eyes and nose and the mouth, clearly visible. These images have not been doctored in any way. These are images straight off the Hubble Space Telescope. It's a full TIFF image downloaded straight from the Hubble site gallery. Also here you see another face where clearly you can see eyes in the socket of a fish face looking thing. It's got the nose, mouth, the teeth in the mouth, ridge on the bone. For the forehead here, it looks like horns or something. But I find it quite odd that you can see so many images in the same area. I mean, we all have the ability to see things in things when we look at them, like a mountain face or whatever, where you look at it and you think you see something that looks like a face or a shape of something you think you see in there or whatever. Everybody has that ability. It's 50-50% chance that you would see something in anything you look at. But then take into account the probabilities that in that same area that you're looking at, you would see dozens of faces carved right into the area that you're looking. And then you factor in the amount of percentage that it actually looks like what it is you think you see. Could be like 10%, yeah, it's a face, all the way up to 99% sure enough is a face carved right into that mountain. Say like Mount Rushmore, for instance. Here you actually see a forehead with the two eyes and nose and the mouth and chin of something that looks like a devil. Pointy ears right here, eyes here, nose, mouth, like a big grin on his face, like he's looking back at the camera. And directly behind him, in this area here, there's two eyes, forehead, the hair, and the wings of an angel sitting in like she's facing him. He's looking at the camera. Can you see that? And a round shape here is like looks maybe like the head of a baby. Like it's like good and evil has come together to form a whole nother entity, which is like a child that they've copulated to bring together. The union of good and evil, I suppose. But all throughout the whole image, you see other areas here that strikingly detailed and showing areas that look like faces of spiritual energies. Here's another one. Looks like a gorilla, side view of a gorilla's face, where he looks like there's his eye, there's his nose, his mouth. Here also another face, eyes, nose, mouth, looks like even chin and lips and eyes, brows and nose and everything. Next to this area here, that looks like a horse and rider here together. It looks like there's a horse right here with his hair and his ear and his eyes and his nose and his snout of a horse, and the rider's here like he's riding like a jockey or something. But all through the whole image, you'll see it encounter other areas. They look strikingly like faces. Here's another look like bamboo face, where 2 eyes, nose, mouth. And still just dozens and dozens of areas that looks obvious face shapes in there. All throughout everywhere on here. And you can download a full TIFF image for yourself from the Hubble Space Telescope, so you can compare where I've highlighted my image, and you can see that I have not doctored this in any way. You're going to get the same image from the Hubble. If you download a full TIFF, you'll be able to see this image and remember, or you could download my image from my Facebook page, from my website. Go to that page where I display my artwork, and I'll have this image posted there where you can download a copy of this image, so you can see, you can have it on your records, the areas that I've highlighted, so you can compare for yourself on your own image, and then you can see where this image has not been doctored in any way. It's just I noticed things in it that nobody, I guess, ever noticed before. And I wrote my dissertation here about my theories about the spiritual energy of life. Proof that life after death might really exist in the form of psychic energy in the cosmos. Spiritual energy may exist maybe to warn mankind that life as we know it is only the beginning. The Bible teaches that no physical evidence exists on planet Earth, but perhaps now that we've grown mentally and at the present level of technology, we can now, with the help of the Hubble Space Telescope and more elusive and more advanced telescopes, we will be able to answer some of the more elusive questions that have boggled the minds of people throughout history. In the beginning, God said, "Let there be light," and in doing so, thus created all matter contained within the light. Because of what scientists now know, that all matter consists of material formed within nuclear furnaces of suns, therefore creating a foundation on which life could evolve to form a spiritual energy that would come full circle with all of creation to form a perfect union with the Creator. The human mind is unique in its ability to generate a spiritual energy which enables us to perceive all things in a way that allows us to see, feel, think, and remember our ever experience, which allows the brain to perceive the world around us. The human eye takes light in, and then is transferred into energy patterns or signals that is then deciphered by the brain, thus allowing us to perceive. Energy is the key to all existence. Memory is stored energy, which allows us to see things that we have perceived in the past. Perhaps that's where we'll find our true connection with God, in the energy that our mind generates, and which is bound to all other energy, all the way from the neutrons and protons and atoms to the edge of the universe itself. Furthermore, perhaps that is where our entire universe is really at, in the mind, thoughts, and memory of God Himself. After all, thought is nothing more than sparks of energy inside the brain. Maybe our whole universe is nothing more than the thoughts in God's mind. At the Last Supper, Jesus spoke and said, "Eat of this bread, you have partaken of my flesh. Drink of this wine, and you have drank my blood." In any case, we are inside God, and He is everything around us, all the way to the edge of the universe itself. James Foxworth. I wanted to share this with the world because I find it very interesting that energy might be able to come together to show us proof in some part of our existence on the earth that they really do exist, that God and all energy of spirits actually exist in a real sense of reality, where we can have proof of that. No proof exists on the planet Earth that we could actually say go to Mount Sinai, for instance, and pick up a rock and have it printed on the bottom, made by God, and then transverse all the way across the other side of the world and go to another mountain range and pick up another rock and it also be labeled on the bottom, made by God. There's no physical evidence on the earth that actually proves this to us. But teachings in the Bible and by preachers I've heard before speaking about what the Bible tells, that in the end days, the saints of God's glory, people that are like God's followers and God's saints, are going to shine forth their energy to all of mankind to glorify God. And I believe that's what I've discovered here. There's other images that I've discovered from the Hubble and other advanced telescopes that show profound images of all sorts of spiritual energy. For instance, angels praying up to heaven in rows where it looks like podium full of angels praying and they all look like similar in appearance, where it's unmistakably looks like angels actually praying to God up in the heavens. And these are actual images from the Hubble Space Telescope that have not been doctored in any way. It's just of nebula areas that when you look into them, you can see these ghostly images or spiritual images of spiritual personifications of spirits that I believe are really there. And these are here to not naturally. I don't believe they're natural formations, because if, say, you take a pile of dirt, you pile it in your front yard, what are the chances are that you'd be able to take in that natural formation of dirt and find, say, something that looks like a Bugs Bunny or something? Chances are you might see something in there, 50% chance you might see something that actually looks like Bugs Bunny. But what are the mathematical probabilities that not only would you see Bugs Bunny, you would also see Yosemite Sam, Tweety Bird, and all the other characters on the Bugs Bunny show? Very unlikely. Especially coupled together in the same general area of the actual first image that you thought it was Bugs Bunny. Very slim chance that you would see something right next to the Bugs Bunny, something that looked like Tweety Bird. So, this is what I wanted to share with the world. Here in this image, all throughout here, it just has eerie formations of spiritual energies. I believe this one here, in this area, looks like, I call him the ferryman. Looks like he's leading this whole procession of spirits into some other region of space, like he's got the chain in the hand where he's like holding the chain that's pulling the ferry or boat with the other spirits on board, and he's the actual ferryman leading them into wherever they're going, like the famed legend goes of the ferryman leading the spiritual energies. It's very profound, this image, I believe, and I wanted to share it with the world to see what you all think, especially this area here. It's really what I believe is the real personification of the spirit form of the Virgin Mary. Hope you all enjoy this, and please visit my website. I'm at www.jamesfoxworth.com. You can visit the contact us page there and tell me what you think and give any input on what you may think or what you believe. Welcome any comments. I'd love to hear from anybody that's out there that even sees this video. Go ahead and contact me and tell me what you think. There, at my website, you'll be able to see what I really do. Is, see, I'm an artist, and I do abstract artwork, and you'll also be able to see some of my works there at that site. But follow me to the website. I mean, at the top of my website's page, there's a Facebook tab. Click that button and that'll take you to my Facebook page associated with my website, and you can see more images of my work there, and you can also see this image there also, and I believe you can download this image so that way you can have a copy of it for your record, so when you download a full TIFF image for yourself from the Hubble gallery, you can compare the two and be able to see what I'm seeing here. It's very interesting to me, and I wanted to share it with the world, see what the rest of the world thinks about it. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you there at my website, and contact me all you want and give all the information that you want on your input. So I'll be looking forward to that.